This is the first in a series of videos on how to show you how to have your robot do line following. We have a robot here. It's out of view right now, and I'll show you guys that in just a minute. But I want to let you guys know how it's set up. First of all, I need you guys to, in just a minute here, to pause your video. You can look at this right here, but I need you to go to Motor and Sensor Setup. For your motors, I want to have your motor 1 be motor L. It's a VexIQ motor. Motor 6 is going to be motor R because it's on the right-hand side. It's a VexIQ motor and it's reversed. Put it on the right side. We're also going to need one bump sensor here. So set up that bump sensor using bumper touch. And then we're going to have a light sensor. That light sensor is going to go underneath your robot. And that robot is right here. It'll go underneath it. And we're going to put that in port 4. Can you make sure that you are using color sensor grayscale as that color? Now that we have that set up, we need to make a program that is going to allow us to calculate our thresholds. What I mean by threshold is we need to calculate the value that is going to be basically the difference between light and dark in our robot. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a short little program that's going to allow us to do this. In RobotC, what you're going to do is you're going to create a forever loop. And so we'll say while true, because true is always true. We'll also make both of our curly braces. On the screen, we need to type in display string at 0 on our x coordinate, 31 on our y coordinate, comma, we'll say light equals %d. %d is a token. A token just means it's going to pass in the value. Close the quotes, hit comma again, and then we need to display the sensor value of the light sensor in place of that %d, which is that token right there. Make sure you put a semicolon at the end. Because this happens thousands of times a second, we're going to make sure that we do a wait 1 msec so it has enough time. We'll have it just stall for 1/10 of a second. And then lastly, we'll have it erase the display. And what this is going to do is allow us to get fresh values updating. I'm going to compile my program, and then I'm going to build. No errors, which is good. If there's errors, fix those, and then click download the robot. When I click download a robot, I'm going to show you what the screen looks like when it runs. I know it's a little bit difficult to see right now on that screen, so I'll narrate it for you. And I am going to hit play. And so right now what it's doing is we have a light side and a dark side. Our line is dark right here. We need to come up with what is the light side value. So in this case right here, I have 251, 251. I'm kind of averaging values. So I'm going to write down the number 245. Then I'm going to get some values off of the line. So I'm going to put my light sensor on the line. And that is about 43. Just kind of getting an average here. 41, 42. My line is about 40. Write those numbers down. So once you have your light value and your dark value, what you need to do is find the in-between there. This is going to be our threshold value where we're going to determine if we're on the line or off the line. In order to do this, you're going to find the average. So 245 plus 40, that's going to equal 285. That is going to be our average of the, and then we're going to divide that number by 2. So 285 divided by 2 is going to be 142.5. Now the problem with RobotC is you cannot put a 0.5 as our threshold value because we need an integer, and an integer is a whole number. So I'm going to round up to 143. 143 is my threshold value. Now realize that your threshold value will be different. It's based on a lot of different conditions. Your robot, the lighting conditions, but also the surface conditions, whether you have a dark background and a light line like white masking tape, or you have a light background with a dark line. We now have our threshold value and we can go to the next step of our project.